Hi, I'm Austin, and this is Dungeons and Dracon Beams.
Previously on Dungeons and Dracon Beams. Kamren, why are you flying that direction? Were you even paying attention at all?
Yeah, but, just in case somebody else wasn't, why don't you tell us the plan?
If you had been listening to anything that she had said in our meeting with them, you would know that they discovered a bunker under the ship in the military base that is seemingly unconnected to the Yeerk pool. The Chi are hypothesizing that it is a contingency in case the ship is attacked. Someone at the base will lower the ship down into the bunker. The walls are made of dirt and reinforced metal, and that's all. According to Xander's form of echolocation anyways, it seems like the bunker is unconnected to anything else. Of course, they don't know that for sure because they could not enter the ship with all the green sash Hork-Bajir around. But the lead seems secure enough that we are now attempting to find badgers to record. They are prolific excavators. One team is going to dig down to the ship while the other team attempts to trigger the warehouse to lower the ship. The team going underground will be using the crystals, the orange crystals specifically, to blast through the entire block of the ship and overcome the defensive measures. Those include the light sensitivity, the pressure plates, the motion detectors, and so on. There's also a pipe that is sending water into the ship as a coolant. I do not know if that will come into play, but it could be an option, so keep it in mind. Also, Maitea is an explosives expert, which is a development. I digress. Once the ship is blown apart, we grab the crystal, run, collapse the tunnel behind us, and if Kamren, if everything has gone to plan, a runner will take the crystal to the Chi while the rest of the team flies to the Windsurf Hotel in an attempt to cause light mayhem. Xander and Craig, they were also able to get us 3 user codes to submit incident reports. We'll need to find time after to submit those on our own, potentially using the beach Yeerk pool entrance, which is minimally guarded, and with the arrival of Sub-Visser 11 to meet Visser 3 at the Yeerk pool tomorrow night, it may even be less so, which might give Zach some time to test his Gleek biofilter theories, since Xander said he was not able to procure one for us to use. Once we get through that, we can determine if Dylan's plan to harry Sub-Visser 11 is feasible, and perhaps we will have some more tools in our arsenal to give us safer passage onto the Blade ship before we attempt to crash it early Saturday morning and kill Visser 3 again. And that is the summation of what has happened so far. Are you up to speed?
Yeah.
My name's Kamren.
My name is Zach.
My name is Savannah.
My name is Aximili Escaruth Estil.
My name is Dylan.
What's worse than homework, parents, and acne?
Betrayal.
War.
Murder.
Brussels sprouts.
Doing it all while trying to stop an alien invasion.
Duh.
Aliens that crawl into your ear and take over your brain.
Mimicking your every thought. Reliving all your memories.
Living life as you would. Flawlessly deceiving your friends, your family, pretending to be you.
I'd rather die.
Stay on script.
What's even worse?
Mr. Statoric.
The only thing that stands in the way of complete takeover of all humanity is 4 teenagers and an Andalite.
I am the Andalite.
Yeah, you're the Andalite.
We also have the ability to morph.
It's amazing.
An Andalite technology.
Stay on script. The ability to...
Right. The ability to turn into any animal we can touch.
Lions.
Tigers.
Orangutans.
We must be extremely cautious. We can't trust anyone, thanks to my...
Kamren.
Okay, you read it then.
Fine. We can't trust anyone. Controller or not.
We have seen what happens when we are too trusting.
So now, there's only us.
Only us.
Only us.
Only us.
Because anyone could be compromised. Anyone at all, can be a controller.
Yeah, dude. Even you.
You all soar through the sky as the sun is setting. You're heading towards the outskirts of the city to scan through the trees, the fields, to see what you can find. Anything you guys want to talk about on the way?
Zach, you've been speaking with Melissa lately, correct?
I guess. Kinda. No. Well, okay. So?
Is she still staying at the Windsurf Hotel with her family or nearby?
Oh. I have no idea. I think so. they were like looking for a new place, but I don't think they found a place. But we haven't really talked about that a lot.
If they're staying around there, then that would be a good cover for going that direction and gaining entry.
So like, as a bird,
No.
I mean, I don't know if I'm like at the go into her house kind of stage with her like yet. Kind of, I don't know. I don't want to like make it weird or whatever.
Fair enough. It was just a thought.
Yeah, but if worse comes to worse, you could just, throw some of that Riz at her and just be like, hey, I thought I would come over, see what was going on.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, don't mind me, Officer Chapman. I'm just here to raise up your daughter. I'm sure that's a good idea.
What is Riz?
I don't even know. It's something I heard some kids say. I think it's short for like charisma.
Yes, indeed. It is short for charisma. Good job.
Is this something one human gives to another human that he or she is attracted to?
Yeah, is it? I don't think any of us would know.
I don't know. I think it's just like a thing. It's like natural. It's like you either got it or you don't got it.
I definitely got it.
I mean, if you say so, man.
So then, Kamren, if you have so much of it, would you answer Aximili's question? Is that something that you give to another human?
It's not really something you give, Max Man. It's something you kind of extrude. Is that the right word? I don't know. Your aura. That's another one.
I don't like the idea of extruding Riz.
Well, you wouldn't, man.
I don't get that, but okay.
Are we close to our destination?
God, I hope so.
Are we kind of over the forest?
Yeah, if you guys want to be. If you don't have any more of this cool convo to do.
Oh, I've got so much time for this cool combo.
We can make it last.
I'll play in this space if this is the space you want to play in.
Please tell me more about extruding.
That's the space you want to play in? Extrusion? Okay. You guys ever seen like toothpaste?
Does it?
I don't know. You guys are making me feel like I used it wrong.
That's because you did.
Oh, I guess somebody else will have to explain it.
I mean, I think the word you were looking for was exuding.
Oh, they're close. You gotta admit that they're close.
I will admit that they are close.
Yeah, they're pretty similar.
All right. Point for Cam.
I don't know that I would assign a point for that.
Half point.
Do we do half points?
Wait, we're earning points?
You guys are getting paid?
We are now. Savannah, you're in charge of the points.
No.
No, Savannah, you are in charge of the points. You question whether we can have half points or not, and you're the leader.
It was for a group vote. Wow, group
What's
vote
a
on whether or
vote?
not we have half point. Great question.
Minus 1
It's nothing.
point.
I don't believe if I'm in charge of the points that you're allowed to take points away from me.
All right, so you admit you're in charge of the points. Got it.
Got her.
Private thought speak, Savannah, and be like, yeah, how many points do I have? Can I have like a lot of points, please?
How many points would you like to have?
I'll like 1,000.
Sure, you have 1,000 points.
Cool. And then back in like regular thought speak to everybody, Zach's just gonna be like, I'm pretty sure I got like 1,000 points, so you're never gonna catch up.
What? No. Hey.
I'm just saying. You guys didn't know this? Hawks can shrug, and this hawk shrugs. He goes, I don't know.
Negative 500 points.
Whoa! For what? For hawk shrugging?
For hawk shrugging.
Penalty,
That
dude.
sucks. I still got 500 points.
Wait, how many points do I have?
How many points would you like to have?
No, That's not how it works.
501.
No!
Done.
That's a really specific amount.
I would also like to know the amount of points that I have gained.
How many points would you like to have?
Is this part of the game? Is this a test?
It's the start of the game.
Okay, then let's make it quick. I would like all of the points.
Done. Aximili has all of the points.
Dude, no fair. He even got mine.
Even my points?
Yeah.
He asked nicely. Well, Aximili has all the points now, so it would stand to reason that he is the keeper of the points, and you will have to go to him to get points.
I will gladly take on this responsibility for you, Prince Savannah.
Zach private messages. Private thought speaks to X. He goes, hey, could I have like 1,000 points?
No.
That sucks, man. That's not cool.
I would like to win the game as well.
Okay.
While this does make me biased, I do not care. You may have 1 point.
Zach sulks. He's sulking. You guys didn't know that hawks could sulk, but they can.
You guys can roll some perception checks.
I would love that,
Sure.
please.
You mean we're playing Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah.
I feel like now we're playing points.
Points, the game.
Big points, no wins.
How are they earned? What do they do? Nobody knows.
Oh, and we gotta roll them as advantage because we gotta roll them as burps.
And it's your first roll of the game, so.
And because it's our first roll of the game.
I got 17.
Okay, Forrest Gump.
22.
All right.
Natural fucking 20.
Zach can't see through the tears in his eyes. He's so
If only
sad.
you could use your nictitating membrane to wipe the tears away.
You don't need to talk about my membranes like that.
Everyone knows they nictitate.
That is gross and private. And personal.
It is a perfectly natural thing. You should not be ashamed of it.
Lots of boys your age are nictitating. It's okay.
I'm a late nictitating. Zach, as you all fly over, you do notice some birds just fly away from like where you guys are flying over. Savannah, you're kind of looking forward. You notice a clearing, like a prairie, before you guys get to where like the outstretch of woods are that are before the mountains, kind of like on the outskirts of Ocean Grove. And in this clearing to the north, you notice a group of coyotes that are kind of like sniffing around, hunting. Dylan, you notice a small mouse scurrying through the prairie, back and forth, running quick. Seems to stop it like and start munching on a seed and then move forward. And as you keep scanning, you notice a small little nose poke out of a hole in the ground and start to sniff. And it looks like the mouse is moving towards where this hole is. And then you see a badger emerge from the hole and look towards the mouse. And when it gets about 10 feet away from the hole, the badger darts out towards the mouse and grabs it.
Nature is scary, but hey guys, I got one.
Excellent. Where is it?
I'm gonna point it out.
Picturing your fucking talon coming out and being like,
There. Right there.
Kamren and the Andalites kind of bank and start to circle, like take a wide berth around the prairie. And as like Dylan points this out, you guys see the badger with its kill starting to move back towards its hole.
You know what? Screw it. Savannah's gonna go and try to land on the ground in between the badger and its den and start to demorph.
Being stealthy or anything like that.
Fuck no.
Zach will land behind said badger and also start to demorph.
Yeah, and Dylan's gonna like triangulate.
Can I be real embarrassing for a second and tell you guys real talk? This is how I found out that badgers are not herbivores. I really thought they just ate like grass or something. I never realized they ate meat.
All right,
Also was like,
yeah.
it's hunting a mouse, and I'm like, it's what? That's stupid. Oh. Okay, cool. Anyway, that's all.
They eat honey.
Oh, Austin.
That's all they eat. They only eat honey.
Oh,
That's honey badgers, right? That's why they're called that. Austin's still muted.
Just like hummingbirds is what I said.
No. Hummingbirds.
Oh.
No.
go back
they
on
eat-
mute.
They eat badgers.
They eat badgers, yeah.
Hummingbirds eat badgers. That's the food chain, guys. Get it together.
Yeah.
It's a circle. The circle of life. The Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of
Yeah,
Fortune.
exactly.
That's not even close to the next words.
Okay. So,
Audubon Society presents real honey badgers for bird lovers.
Well, hold on. Let me just go see how much that
No,
means.
Jenna, we don't need
Prevents
more.
badger slaughter for bird lovers.
Could make like a Sarah McLachlan ass type, please save the badgers.
In the arms of the
That's it.
badgers.
You get it.
Your donation could help save the life of a badger in the woods today.
from a
It's just,
hummingbird.
and then it's like a slow pan on a badger absolutely fucking decimating like a rabbit or something. It's having the time of its life. Blood is everywhere. And then it's just still Sarah McLachlan in a slow pan.
But it's being harried by a hummingbird.
Yeah, there's a hummingbird just poking the fuck out of
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that's it.
Aximili lands on the fourth corner of this trap for the badger and starts to demorph. Kamren circles.
Trap is a strong word.
Well, what would you call it?
This absolutely half-baked idea.
I mean, we've made a kill box, but it's really we're about to get killed by a badger.
Yeah. The game is get big enough to scoop the badger before it scoops you.
Oh, it's gonna scoop one of us, at least.
Kamren will circle overhead, and Mateo will kind of fly down, and as the natural predator of a badger, will peck it with its little hummingbird beak to try to move it in
One
the
of us
direction.
was actually a hummingbird.
This is my world and my rules.
Austin's gone mad with power.
This is the toxic GMing that they warn you about.
So yeah, all three of you roll a d20,
Okay.
Right.
and we'll say lowest loses.
Just a flat D20?
Yeah.
Holy fuck!
The badger runs forward, and as Savannah is in front of it, he bares his teeth and makes an attack, feeling threatened. Not trapped, threatened. Oh yeah, I gotta roll it.
Yep,
Yep.
I do.
Roll for threatened.
Roll for bite
Not
That's
gonna bother
rude.
looking, that's gonna hit.
for 1 piercing
All right.
damage.
Great.
Chomps into your wing as it starts to turn into a shoulder.
The badger fell for Savannah's trap.
Of tasty flesh.
Yeah. Can I give you like just a little insight into this plan for me right before we rolled our D20s or flat D20? I was like, anybody roll lower than me because I have taunt, and then we can get an extra turn of demorph, and then crit one. Me.
Well, it is running past you after it bites.
It's not. You know why?
Why?
Because the rules of nature and hunting is at any time that you have your prey has you. So the owl is now
Biting down? Talon down?
talon down.
Roll it up.
All right. Great. I will. How? What am I going to roll, Austin? What do you want?
Talon.
Ah, I got to scroll down to the bottom of the sheet. I see.
A 7 will miss, and it scurries away from you. But it can't move that far after attacking. Now we can roll initiative. The coyotes do hear this commotion, and their ears raise, and they perk up and look in the direction of this battle. We'll say you have 2 more rounds of morphing left to be back to your human shapes. Zach up.
Am I still hawk enough to like flutter up and land on it? You know how hawks be hopping?
You can. I'm gonna say that you can move the hawk speed, but at half speed because you're basically hindered because you're in the middle of your morph.
How far away is it?
35 feet.
Hawk fly speed is 60, so half of that would be 30, which means I can go,
Well, you could get close enough to him that he wouldn't be able to leave without you making an opportunity attack.
Can I do all that and attack him still?
Yeah, if you're, yeah.
So I'm gonna stick a little talon out and try to hold him with my big old claw hand. That ain't
15 hits.
sick. I'm gonna do some damage. 4 slashing, which I didn't really want to do. It was more like I'm trying to grapple him. I'm really just trying to make a grapple check here. So.
A grapple check is different than an attack. You can still use your same roll, but he gets to roll against that if you want to just grapple him.
Yeah, I kind of didn't like think about the mechanics of it till after the fact.
Yeah, you got it. He is restrained, and he's whatever sound a badger makes. I think that's it. I think that sound that I make is it. Savannah,
Yo.
you're up.
Cool. Savannah's just going to continue to demorph and just move closer to where this badger is. If she can get there to help Zach restrain it, she will. If she can't, then she won't. And that's it.
It's only 5 feet away from Savannah at the moment.
Sweet. Yeah, she'll just continue her demorph and go up there and just try to help Zach.
So yeah, if you want to do that, roll a athletics or acrobatics. Since you all are mostly human, you can use your physical stats for your Savannahs. Yeah. Yes, you both have a hold of this badger now, so it's going to be at a real disadvantage if it try to get away. Next up is one of the coyotes. It is going to start to move forward, get right here and see a demorphing Dylan, but I'll say it'll hold its movement right here. It still has enough to get to you, but it's going to wait for one of its friends. So it's going to hold action for one of its friends to get up there to help it. Dylan, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to run away from this coyote and up to this badger, and I'm going to do a grapple.
All right. Athletics or acrobatics. He's definitely going to be at disadvantage. Oh, 14. So yeah, you still grapple him.
Sweet.
This thing is just like biting at you all and trying to sink its teeth in, but it is not working.
Zach is fully letting him. Like, that's Zach's whole MO now. It's just like, let the animal bite my arm off, and I'll acquire it while I'm doing that, and then I'll morph out of the injury later.
You're full Cassie Beaver booking it.
Okay, I don't want you ever saying those 3 words together again.
I liked him.
Cassie Beaver booking is... That's a horrible name. Anyway.
This coyote moves forward because he sees just a small-eared owl. But as he gets closer, he sees that it's turning into an Andalite. So he's going to get here and use his action to dash away. Aximili will let him run. He will not take an opportunity attack. This other coyote will also let out a howl of warning to his friends, who will think again. So the badger is up. He'll bite one of you. A restrained creature's speed becomes 0. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. So he does have disadvantage as he tries to bite Zach, who has the best hold on him at the moment. 14 hit Zach's AC.
As a hawk, yes. As a man, yes.
1 piercing damage in your hand.
My hand, my human hand or my hawk hand?
Your human hand.
Shit, it's my best hand.
You all will be taking damage as your human selves now, because when your turn gets there, you only have 1 round left to finish your morph. As the coyotes are running, Kamren's just going to swoop down and like nip at one of the coyotes that is still like around, so to get it to run. Mateo will come down and peck at the badger, being her natural predator of the badger. Zach, top of the round.
For the record, I'm sorry that I've done this.
It could have been honey.
I continue to morph and put my big old hawk knee in the back of this badger.
It turns into a human knee, and it doesn't take anything to keep it restrained. You can just finish your morph at the end of this turn.
I'm gonna pick the badger up off the ground when I do that and like hug it to my chest. So it's like teddy bear. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. That's what it's doing. You are fully Zach now, and make sure you tick down a demorph. Savannah.
Right. I demorph tick down. And now you want what from me?
That happens at the end of your turn. I'm saying it's your turn. Sorry.
That's okay. I ticked it down already. And I assume my turn will end.
Yep. Unless you have, you can do something if you want, but yeah, you can just end it if you want as well.
No, I think. Well, I mean, the only thing she's really going to be doing is trying to help Zach here. So can she just hold an action until potentially the badger, like if it gets loose, and if not, she'll just. Cool.
Coyotes are running, Dylan.
Yeah, I think she's just gonna steady herself and be ready for this badger if it moves too, until she can acquire, record.
I will say, actually, just like throw rules out there at you all. If you all want to hold your action to acquire or to record the badger, and then when your morph ticks down, you can trigger your action and record it while Zach holds it.
Me too, also.
I mean, I still want to. If I had to pick between two, which because it's D&D rules, I assume it is, I would rather hold the action in case it gets loose as opposed to recording.
Cool. And Zach and Dylan, you guys want to hold it to record it?
As long as it doesn't get away, so I guess I won't hold an action. I'll just wait until my next turn.
But Dylan, you can start it. You will get it at the beginning of your turn, basically.
Okay.
I'm going to say it doesn't go into the trance because it is freaking the fuck out right now. And
Is that something you can just choose?
well, yeah.
Now, what about the power of multiple trances? Because there's going to be a lot of people putting that juice on him. You know what I'm saying?
I'll say for the second juice, the second injection of juice,
Okay.
he will make a roll. But
you put it in a weird place, and I don't like that. But
Sometimes I feel like I don't know what's going on anymore in the game.
Same.
Like,
Yeah.
now there's juice. When the hell did that happen?
Since when does this honey badger got the juice?
the juice is loose.
he's juicing loose.
Is this similar to Riz?
Yeah, it's actually short for Kajusma.
Kajusma. I don't have that one on my character sheet,
No.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
a 58 in Kajusma. It's crazy, actually.
but Zach be juicing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, wait. No, hold on.
Aximili finishes his morph and stands guard. Kamren circles around and waits just in case the coyote come back. Mateus hits the badger again, not doing any damage, just to keep it at bay. And top of the round, Zach. So it will make a wisdom check to see if it goes into its. You're recording it, right?
Yeah. I'm giving it the juice, Austin. That's what we call it now.
A 10 meets it beats, so it is not in the trance. It's not juiced up yet.
Wait, meets it beats what?
Just a flat 10.
This is for the trance. I was like, so I can't record it?
Yeah, yeah, you record it, but it is going to try to bite you, which will break concentration potentially, if it hits. All right, it does hit, so you take 1 damage and make a concentration check. Your DC is 10. Zach, your concentration has been broke.
Okay.
So you will have to restart your blah, blah, blah. You know how this goes. You guys are going to get it, but hell, it's fun to make you roll. Savannah's up.
I like making your life hard.
Seeing this thing bite Zach, can Savannah try to use animal handling to help, like, secure its head? Like, basically, like, hold its limb, hold its head, and keep it from being able to...
Yes.
Thanks.
Can you guys get a hold of this thing? What's going on?
Nice.
Yeah. Advantage, by the way. Just FYI.
It will take disadvantage on this to try to, like, resist this. Yeah, you get it good. Tell me how this looks.
It looks like Kamren negging them. Can you guys get a hold of this thing? And Savannah just, yeah. And then reaching in and, like, kind of wrapping one arm, like, under its head and one arm around, like, kind of behind its elbows of its front legs. And then, like, just, I think, kneeling down to keep its, like, butt in her lap almost. So its back legs, like, it can't get traction to kick against her. And she's just going to kind of secure it that way. Still feathers and shit coming out.
Of the badger?
Of Savannah. She's finishing her demorph, so like the last few hawk features are kind of like shropping into her face as she's doing this.
Dylan, You successfully record the badger. Now it's your turn.
Okay. So Dylan's gonna record this thing, and then she's gonna look at Savannah and be like, "Do you wanna swap? Is swapping a good idea?"
It should be fine. I can record it from here because she's got like her hands and arm, and like she has skin on the badger, so I think she'll be like, "That's fine." I should just wait till the others do more.
So yeah, Dylan, anything you want to do then?
No, man, I got this badger.
Kamren will land, start his demorph. Mateo land and start our demorph. Tell me when you all are ready, and I will come and record the badger. I am making sure these dogs do not come closer.
They're probably way more afraid of you than you are of them, so you can get the badger morph if you like.
Of course they are. And he'll walk over and start to record. Zach.
I'm gonna record this boy again, but this time for real.
All right, he'll make a wisdom check to see if he goes into the trance. He does not have disadvantage on wisdom checks, so he does not go into the trance. He's still trying to squirm, but he's pretty fucking Savannah.
She's gonna try to record this badger.
Let's see if he goes into the trance. He does, finally. You soothe him. You give him the juice, and he goes into the trance.
Finally enough juice.
No juice.
No juice.
And yeah, you all record this thing. And instead of making Matea and Kamren go through all this shit again,
Nope. Come on. Keep going.
after you all record it, you keep your hand on it. I'm going to give it another save to go out of the trance. It'll have to save against each one. It'll have to save against...
Is it at disadvantage because it's already in the trance?
Yes. And it'll save against Savannah, Zach, and Aximili's, all three, to have to get out of the trance. And we got to do it 6 times because it's going to take them a minute to get out. 1, 2, 3, first round. It breaks the trance.
I want you to know that you rolled 4 times.
That other one was before.
Nope.
To go
4 times.
To go into the
You
trance.
failed miserably, Austin.
But I didn't.
Nope.
But I didn't.
That first one was for the trance. It
Nope.
went in. Damn it. So it's out of the trance. Let's see if you guys. Unless you re-record it, it won't go back into the trance. So it is out of the trance for Matea and Kamren. So it's gonna bite the fuck out of you all.
If it starts to get wiggly, Dylan is gonna like put her hands back on it.
Yeah, and Savannah probably would do similar as well.
It will get to pop off 1 bite attack
Sure.
at disadvantage, and Zach and Savannah roll high. Just roll a d20. Low is getting the attack.
Yeah, sure.
Does a 10 hit Zach's AC?
Nope.
All right, Dylan, let's see if it goes back into the trance when you start to re-record. It doesn't have disadvantage on this, and either way that passes, so it's not in the trance. So another bite attack, and all 3 of you roll a d20 this time. You all wanted this.
What did we want?
Alex said make him do it. Oh,
I know. I rolled a d10 the first time, though.
Zach crit failed.
All right.
What did I fail on?
you get it another attack, but it is at disadvantage. But it is a 14. Does that hit Zach's AC?
Yeah.
Take another point of piercing damage.
All right. So this time when he bites my hand, I push the back of his head into my hand. And I just hold it there.
Okay, that's gonna give him advantage on biting you in the future.
That's fine. This is a chew toy. He can just have it.
All right, so fuck.
You said you liked this.
I do like it. That's a 10 to hit Zach.
It doesn't hit.
All right, what about a 8?
That doesn't hit.
What about a 14?
That hits.
Take another point.
That hits.
So take another point of piercing. You're like starting to bleed down your arm, and Cameron's like, "What the fuck?" And he reaches his hand out, and the badger goes into a trance. And then Matea also records it. It chills for 6 seconds as they both get the morph, and he'll keep his hand on it. What do you guys do?
That's everybody, right?
Yeah.
Once everybody's recorded it, Savannah will just like turn with it and like put it down, let it go towards the burrow. Like she's putting it down facing where it was trying to go.
You want to give me an animal handling check with advantage?
I would love to. I don't know that there's a world in which I can give an animal handling check to you with disadvantage. You'd have to give me double
yeah,
disadvantage.
it'd be very hard.
Does that work, Austin? Does a 28 work?
Yeah, I will say the badger looks just for a second back at the dead mouse that's in the prairie, but being satiated from biting into Zach's flesh,
He's full.
it moves into its hole and out of sight.
The mouse is already dead, yeah?
Yeah.
Savannah would go as far as to grab the mouse and, like, toss it towards the entrance of the burrow.
It doesn't immediately jump out to grab it.
All right. Shall we head back now?
Yeah.
All right. We are going to have to pass by that military base on the way back. We need to find a spot that's about 300 feet away from where we think the wall of the bunker is under the ship, and find a place to start digging from there. Also, Zach, can you go duck?
Yeah.
All right.
Isn't it dark?
It is. I'm hoping that the light of where the base is, with it all having all the spotlights on it, will give us enough of a view.
Okay. I'll go duck. Zach begins to morph duck.
All right, everybody, right before you start your morphs, give me perception checks.
Okay. Does Axe have an eagle, or Kamren have an eagle?
Cameron has
feel like
an
one of 'em-
osprey.
Okay.
Aximili has a northern harrier.
And I think she would tell them to, you guys should go to your water bird morphs, and we'll try to guide you through as owls.
Gotcha. You do see a small pond, but actually more of like a small lake, kind of within the tree line.
All right, Savannah is going to continue her morph to owl and be like, all right, give me just a minute.
You guys everybody can go into their respective bird morphs. Dylan, which one you going?
I'm gonna go short-eared owl.
Yeah, 30 seconds goes past, and all of you all speed morpher are your bird forms, and then a little while later, everybody else is their bird morphs. What do you guys do?
Everybody, but she's just saying Dylan. Dylan, let's do a quick flyby of the lake and see if we can find a duck or another aquatic bird species.
Okay, sweet. And she's gonna take off up with Savannah.
Could Zach help in any way by like going and calling to other ducks or something?
Are you a male mallard?
I don't know, Austin.
A
Am I a male
mallard?
mallard?
I think so. Though they have the green heads, then yep.
I'm one of them greenhead ducks.
You fucked, buddy.
Ya fucked, buddy. So male mallards cannot do it.
Sorry, Zach. Sorry, Quack.
Zach goes and gets a pound of honey, the duck's greatest weakness.
Honey with flies.
It's
All right, you fucking owls. Give me some perception checks.
Sure.
Savannah, as you and Dylan fly over the pond, you notice that there's a group of roddy ducks with their heads and their wings just floating around the lake. Lake or pond, whatever you want to call it. There's no way to know. But Dylan, you notice a bright blue bird roosted in a hole in a tree. It seems to sleep soundly. You also see the roddy ducks.
A bright blue bird.
Mm-hmm. You can roll a nature check to figure out what kind of bird this is.
Yeah. Yeah, I want it. Yeah, I want to know what it is.
I'll say that you just get that it is a bird that's it's like roosted near water, but can't really make out what kind of bird it is. You just see like its tail feathers sticking out of the hole.
Yeah. Okay, then she immediately thought speak to Savannah. Hey, Savannah, what is this bird? Look, over here in this hole in the tree.
Austin, shall I make a check?
Yeah.
What would you like?
Nature.
That's statistically significant to crit 1 2 times.
And also impossible for Savannah. What?
What bird?
Sure. What bird? I don't see what you're talking about.
I think that at that, Dylan is going to like swoop underneath the hole. Watch me. Watch. Right here. That bird.
All right, give me a stealth check. You do. I think you have advantage as an owl.
It's upsetting because, like, I feel like I know what it is, and yet
Yeah.
I'm still so
Tense.
upset.
I'm not going to roll it with the sheet then, so I can neither confirm nor deny, but it does have disadvantage on this. So that will be a 7, and it does not notice you swoop down under it. And Savannah, you can roll a perception check. It's just going to be a flat roll because of your crit ones before.
Okay. What? Austin, take back all of your words about being bad at rolling. Take them all back.
A lot of it's going to go rolling.
That's
Whoa.
3 crit ones in a row.
That is.
What are the chances? It is another critical failure.
You're searching for this whatever bird that Dylan's trying to tell you about, and you get a little bit too close to the water, and one of the ducks notices and quacks and quack. What do you want me to do? It's hard. I don't know. It flutters and wakes all the other ducks up, and they start to move. What do you guys do?
I think Savannah's going to be watching the ducks there. They're moving, but are they taking off or are they just kind of...
It looks like they're startled and like they're about to flee, but you guys can take some actions before that happens.
Dylan, keep investigating that bird. I'm going to go after a duck.
Got it. Yeah, and she's going to start looking for like a branch near this hole in the tree to put her body on. But like a big branch so that when her human body happens...
You can make another stealth check to get on a branch close enough and big enough and everything just to see. It's still going to have disadvantage. That is a 16, but it beats. And so Dylan, you are good. It rough, like you see it like ruffle its feathers a little bit, look like it's going to wake up, but then it snores a little bit. Birds can snore in this world. Are you starting to demorph, Dylan?
Yes.
What are you doing, Savannah?
She is going to try and maneuver herself over one of the ducks. Because she's a great horned owl, she's gonna wait until it takes off, but she's going to try and grab like around it. She's not gonna try to like grab into it with her talons. She's like trying to scoop it.
Yeah, so they do take off as you like flutter down.
I mean, I think if they were taking off, like if they were just moving into the reeds, I think she would hide. But if they're actually like actively taking off, I think she's just gonna go for it.
All right, then. Roll it up. Talon. Non-lethal. That'll hit. You're trying to grapple it, but in the air.
Yep, so she can take it back towards some land area.
All right, then I'll make an opposing roll for the duck. Natural 1. You have it, and you can kind of like glide it down towards the trees.
All right, she'll take it back towards the trees, and then she'll just be like, apologies to everyone who I just told to morph, but Maitea especially, you should get this morph.
I'm on my way.
And she'll just hold there.
What about us?
If you want a duck, come get a duck.
Will these eyes do the same as the ducks?
Yours will, yes.
How about mine?
Yes, but if you did want a flyer that was a little more powerful and could sustain themselves for longer, if you didn't want to be bound to thermals, this would be a really good one to get.
I think that means she wants us to do it, Max Man. Very well. Yes, Prince Savannah. And they all get down there, and I'll say, Dylan, give one more stealth check as you demorph. And everybody else is going to demorph without worrying about being stealthy. As you finish your demorph, Dylan, this bird ruffles and like looks out of its little hole and sees you. And it looks like it's about to try to fly away. What do you do?
Immediately gonna like try and snatch that bird.
All right, make an athletics or acrobatics check. Yes, you catch this bird, and you can roll me another nature check to see if you can figure out what it is now that it's in your hand. You don't. What the fuck is this little bird? It's not real little. It's like 7 inches. You got it, but it's not like hummingbird size or anything.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm taking this bird. Yeah. Am I close enough to the ground that I can get down safely, one-handed?
Let's roll a dex check.
No.
You beat a 10. Yeah, you land safely on your feet, but there was a rock right beside your foot. If you would have landed on it, you might have rolled an ankle.
Oof. Oof. Yeah, I look at it and I'm like, ooh, that was close. And then I walk back into the clearing.
The Andalites and Kamren and Savannah also demorphing recording?
She's not demorphing until somebody else has the duck secured.
Yeah, that happens.
And yeah.
And they all record this duck.
Yeah, and Dylan's going to walk directly up to Savannah and be like, this bird, this one, look at this bird.
Do I have to roll a nature check?
Just to identify it, yeah.
I swear to God, we do not have to roll a nature check for this bird. We know this bird.
A heron.
I am holding it up to her. She can clearly see it.
I like the idea that Savannah doesn't know this one bird.
There's no possibility in this world.
Somehow it has never been on a documentary at the time when she was looking at the screen.
It has.
It definitely has. I'm going to give this one more chance just for simple luck to see if Savannah knows this bird. It makes total sense that she would, but like we've already made the rolls.
Because of you?
I know, I was just playing the game. So high or low, Savannah?
With the way I've been rolling today, low. This is going to be like the one fucking crit 20 that anyone... Fuck. I hate this. I hate this game. This is so dumb.
This one is just eluding you. Like it's on the tip of your tongue.
Which is upsetting because I'm so fucking excited about this bird.
You gotta keep it, man.
Yeah, I think I do. You can't.
You gotta keep it.
You just don't know it.
I'm sorry.
There was a 0.4% chance that I rolled 3 crit ones in a row, and I did it.
Mm-hmm.
That almost says like the dice gods are telling you. This doesn't mean Savannah doesn't know this bird. It's just that she can't identify it for right now for whatever reason.
Okay, tell me the reason. Go on.
My hands are in the way of all of the distinguishing features, such as the beak and its plumage.
So Dylan's literally like, check out this animal.
Yeah. Yeah. Dylan is so excited that she's just like covering every distinguishing feature.
Alex Austin is sorry.
Well, he's not.
He is.
God, this would be so much easier if there was a phase of this bird that wasn't so distinct.
I know.
Maybe it has a fucking conjunctivitis.
All right. That's what it is.
Sure.
Ugh.
What does that mean? Its nose
Eye
is stuffed
infection.
up? Oh.
Yeah, really bad eye infection, and like all of its plumage is like usually on its head will like fall out, so it's harder to know what it is.
That's it then.
I wouldn't say it's that because then we'll have to take it home with us, just so you know.
It looks like it's on the healing end of conjunctivitis. So you.
Okay, that was good.
Yeah, so Savannah will just look at it and be like, I'm not totally sure.
Well, it's all recorded anyway, just in case. We're already here.
Oh. Yeah, yeah. Do you see this color? I'm getting this bird. And she immediately starts recording.
Kamren looks up. Where's Zach? Zach, you want a piece of this?
Zach is right now in the middle of the lake as a duck. Just kind of floating.
Kamren's like looking up.
Aww,
I don't see him
that's
flying.
adorable.
He must already be headed that way.
Every time a wave goes by, this isn't me doing wave.
I love that so much, though.
Yep.
Oh, that's how you do it. You can't.
It would
You
be.
can't do that.
I can do what?
Quack.
I can't?
Mallards can't quack.
Oh. No, Zach's not speaking it.
Oh.
Austin,
Yeah, sorry. Male ducks can't quack.
one more time.
Ganders. A gander.
A gander can't quack.
Nope, that's a male goose. Back it up.
A mischief.
A dander.
A murder.
Male mallards.
Male
can't
mallards.
quack.
Too many M's.
They can make raspy noises, and they can do like a sad whistle.
Do the sad whistle, Nate. That's a hoot. That sounds like a
can't whistle.
kazoo.
Why? How could a duck whistle? They don't have lips.
Yeah, or noses. Anyway,
This is Austin's
stupid.
world.
All right, so this duck puckers up his big old lips, and he's like, "Oof."
You ever heard of a whistling duck?
"No, no, I haven't."
push the air through their nose. that they don't. Nose holes, nostrils. Can you have a nostril without a nose? What do you?
Have you ever heard a mallard fly overhead?
Mm-mm. They can't quack if they're male.
Yeah, it's just.
You guys get it.
I feel like Alex is just simmering with rage about this kingfisher. Is what's happening right now.
No, I've been acting like this since before the kingfisher. I've given up on the animal facts.
Animal facts are
Okay,
over.
so
I'm living in chaos.
As soon as Dylan records this kingfisher, she's gonna hand it off and go to the duck.
Savannah will take it from her, assuming Savannah has handed off the duck at some point.
Matea
here.
has the duck now, and she's looking at it.
They're just sharing a moment. Beak to handle face.
This duck is just looking at her.
I think she cocks her head.
All four stock eyes, like, what the fuck?
And Dylan is like looking at her, looking at this duck, the duck looking at her, and she's just like, why is it adorable?
She's like bonding with this duck.
Ducks have side of the head eyes, right?
Yeah.
Do
But
the
they're
stalk
really
eyes
like they
come down
cover.
and they stare into like from either side.
I can't wait to go to Matea's scoop one day after this in the future, and she has all those classic paintings of ducks hung up on every
Oh my
single
god.
wall.
And the little porcelain ducks.
The porcelain ducks.
One decoy, like one really nicely made decoy.
One like wood sculpture one on the wall that's like handcrafted, chiseled out of wood,
Out of her,
hung up
with
there.
her tail blade. She repairs it.
Oh, that she made?
She made it.
We'll see.
It's carved from
I
a
love
log.
it. I love it.
Dylan, I have got this bird to calm down. Would you like to record it?
Yeah, absolutely. And she's gonna reach out and reach for this duck.
Get it.
And she's gonna give it a little scritchy scritch.
Yeah. Seems calm for being taken from its habitat in the middle of its sleep. It seems pretty calm after that just happened. What next?
Savannah has the mystery bird. She'll record that one and then offer it up to whoever wants it.
I'll say if it's offered up, everybody who is there and demorphed will take it. And you do hear Kamren like say that, Zach, if you want to do anything.
I'm like already a duck. Kind of want to just stay.
Cool.
It's a cool bird, but like I'm good, I think.
It doesn't have any head feathers. It looks like they're growing back though.
Wow. It's gross.
Yeah. Savannah, they all just touched it while you were holding it.
Okay.
After everyone has recorded this bird, I'm gonna gently take it back and then walk it back to close to where I got it from, where I nabbed him from.
Yeah, as you let it go, it flutters back to that hole, but then flies away. And you guys realize what kind of bird it is finally now that you can see it.
We should roll for it. That really
All right,
feels like you're just...
fine. Roll for it.
Suck it.
Suck it. Savannah still cannot figure this out. It's too dark for her to see where it is.
She's given up on life, honestly.
She walks back toward where everybody is and just does the could have had a V8 slap forehead thing and is like, it's a kingfisher. Duh.
Oh, that makes sense.
I was gonna say Zach is just sitting there and just like for out of like like a minute later, it's the bird flies off and Zach's like, oh, did you guys see that kingfisher?
You got to roll, and you can do that. Nature check.
Fuck it.
He's gonna crit on it. I'm calling it right now.
It really was a crit.
That's how you call a shot, motherfuckers.
Cool.
Dylan hears that and she just like turns around toward where the water was and turns back to Savannah and is just shaking her head.
Savannah looks just defeated. Like, just there's no point in this war that she's ever felt lower than this
A
moment.
little
time.
hurtful, honestly. That you're like, ugh, Zach knew something. I hate this.
It's not because of Zach knowing something. It's from failing so spectacularly and repeatedly.
Cameron's body starts to change. He's just started to hit puberty. No,
He's a teenager.
His voice cracks.
Are we going?
Do it, Austin.
What's next?
Savannah's going to start morphing too.
Vandalites do.
Dylan's like, hey, should we have somebody who can sort of navigate us?
Savannah's going owl. She wasn't going to one of the new ones.
Okay. All right.
As fun as that would be.
No. Dylan is also going owl.
Said something about them having the eyes, so he'll go back to Osprey not putting together that he should go one of these new morphs.
He doesn't have to. Osprey will work for what we're doing.
I'll say Matea goes Roddy Duck, and Aximili also was given the okay for Northern Harrier, so he'll go to that since he's familiar with it.
Matea's going to be so pumped.
She can fly better now. Quicker. Different. She finishes her duck morph and is about to go into the pond to just, sleep with the rest of the flock. But she regains control and joins everyone else in their flight. Back towards Ocean Grove. In the night sky, the city lights are bright in the distance.
Zach sings the DuckTales theme. But that's it.
Woo-hoo.
Life is like a hurricane.
Because I figured you guys are going back to the army base, right?
Right, to get
Yes.
flyby, basically. That's the only intention was flyby to see what's there and to pick a likely spot to start digging tomorrow. That was it. Those were the only two things.
As the bright lights of the city get closer and closer, you guys pinpoint your destination. And as you approach the army base, you guys can roll perception checks to kind of like look around and find a good place to start digging.
Okay, specifically 300 feet away from where we think the wall of this thing is. We've seen blueprints, so we should have an idea. I'm just being explicit.
Aximili and Matea have them memorized. Photographic memory.
Excellent.
Got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. 14 and 15. This is where the warehouse is. I would say on the outskirts of the base, if you guys picked somewhere along this area, you could find a place that's pretty secluded from the city and it's 300-ish feet away. You might have to go a little bit further than 300 feet to be like super secluded, but we'll call it within 300 to 500. So you have like a 200-foot kind of area to work with. I like to just...
Would you like me to clarify that for you real quick?
Yeah.
Aximili, would you check my math? Badgers dig down at about a 20-degree angle, so to go 100 feet down, we would need to be around about 300 feet away from the wall.
That is correct. I would say with their sights, it wouldn't be a bad idea to go a little bit further.
All right, let's look for it.
Yeah, and you guys can find basically a good distance. What I'm trying to do is find a good time in which I'll work out the time it's going to take.
Oh, I already know, buddy.
What is it?
Because badgers can dig on average about 3 feet a minute, which makes them one of the most prolific diggers on Earth. So if we have to go down that far, starting 300 feet back, blah, 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 it's going to be 3.5 hours, assuming it'll take a little bit longer to get through some parts of it and just like correcting for people switching back and forth.
Let's call it, with a little bit more distance, we'll call it 4 hours that you all need.
I do my homework, buddy.
You did.
And everyone else's.
Congrats.
If we know anything about how Austin runs his games, accuracy is the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just honestly mad that I was tricked into giving more animal facts at the end after I had sworn it off.
Yeah.
Really with hard numbers, too.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's stuff like ducks only use half their brain to sleep. And sometimes it's like badgers have a measurable dig speed.
Well, they do. But ducks do use, they rest half their brain at a time like an orca so that they can always like keep looking out
One
for
eye open.
what's around them.
Mm-hmm.
Any other stuff you guys want to plan out about like the distance for digging or anything?
Not on my side. Do we?
Nope.
But can we take a look at the warehouse?
Yep. Tell me how you guys want to do it. You're going to have to fly over the base pretty much. Well, I guess how good are duck eyes like as far as seeing? Well, Osprey and Northern Harrier are definitely good enough.
They are going to... Osprey and Northern Harrier would do a lot better than a duck, but all birds have massive portions of their brain dedicated to vision. So duck's vision is still very good. It's just not specialized in the same way for distance that the Harrier and Osprey would be.
Got another
Can I
one.
tell you this, Austin? Mechanically, they have the same perception check as hawks.
Hell yeah.
This is so disappointing. This is so disappointing. We can talk about their pear-shaped eyes and the way that the cones and rods are set up, and yet we just keep referring to character sheets.
That's all that matters.
And
They have
that's true, which
a
is
plus
so
4 to
upsetting.
perception.
You guys can see through this hologram into the warehouse proper. There are still the 4 guards on top of the roof, and the Andalites can relay this information to Dylan and Savannah accurately. So I'm going to show you guys a map. Can you see anything?
Yeah. Ship? Well, the absence of a
The
ship.
outline, yeah. There's a void where a ship should be, and there's 4 fidget spinners on the outside.
Those fidget spinners, Zach, are
Yeah.
what the Chi described to you as the hologram generators. Can you all see the tokens in there?
Yeah. Bunch of hork badgers and some Taxons
Humans,
and a
Taxons,
military boy.
humans dressed in military uniforms, Hork Bajir, all walking around this warehouse. You see 2 terminals, one to the north and one over here on the east side.
Okay.
Red sashed Hork Bajirs are standing on the inside of the door. Any questions?
Nope.
Yeah, and this is the inside of the warehouse. The ship is not a hologram. That's why you guys can't see inside it.
But we can see the outside of the ship.
Yeah.
So there's a ship there for sure.
Yep.
Got it.
Sorry, I wasn't doubting the presence of the ship. It was just that it was a black hole. That's...
Roll some Zach, roll a perception check.
I love rolling those. It's not good. It's a 13.
The pipe from the outside of the warehouse leads all the way into the ship, which you can confirm that now. There is a little hatch here that Xander said he did not know where one was when he told you about that. It looks like just a hatch of a door, like a door in the ground.
Okay, I see it. Trapdoor.
There's a valve on the side of the pipe that looks like it does something. I think you can kind of determine that it can shut off the flow of the liquid to the pipe. And it looks like the pipe that is connected to the ship is also like on like a porthole, like it disconnects.
All right. I report that back.
The trap door thing? The thing in the ground? How far is that from the generators? I know she can see it. She's just...
It's about 20 feet from the generator.
All right.
Is there anything else we need to look for, Prince Savannah?
First of all, the deep sigh. The deep sigh upon hearing that. But followed up by the... not that I can think of specifically. I think now it's just making plans, and I think we should try to target the generator that's by that trap door and see if we can't make it inaccessible.
Is this after we lower the platform down, or are we going to try to get in there somehow?
I think this might be a cause and effect sort of situation.
Yeah, Max. Cause and effect.
I guess what I'm saying, Aximili, is do you think that the generators could withstand a rhino charge straight to that corner?
I do not know how powerful a rhino is myself, but the generators should be like any standard piece of technology, even for human standards. They will break easily enough if applied enough force to them.
It's a relatively large amount of force.
Yes, then it should work.
Then maybe that's where we start.
Are we doing this early?
No, I think we're doing it late. We have to make sure, first of all, Visser 11, I believe they said, was coming tomorrow night. And also we need to give ourselves time to dig down to the wall first. We want to be set up before we start the attack, because that's really just a distraction from what the team that's going underground is going to be doing.
When do we begin?
Tomorrow afternoon.
Prince Savannah, should me and Matea stay at the Pacific Towers tonight?
That might be best. Do you think that the Hork-Bajir will be okay?
I do not believe he can escape. And if Zach brings his laptop over, the modifications we made should allow us to watch him from a remote distance.
Zach?
Yeah, I could drop that off tonight. It's easy.
Then that will have to be sufficient for now.
So, back home?
For now.
Wah.
You still can't do that, Zach.
I don't know. I mean, it sounds like I'm doing it. Wah, wah, wah.
Quack!
My disappointment is immeasurable.
And with Savannah's disappointment in the air, where is everybody heading to sleep?
Zach's going back to his house to get the laptop and take it home, or take it back to Savannah's, and then he's going to go home.
Dylan?
Yeah, Dylan's going to her house. Because I'm sure that Dad would like to have her home for an evening. And also, she doesn't want to not see her dad before a big mission.
I'll say as you get there, it's a wonder, like it's a picture perfect night, simple. Like you guys have a dinner. He's made like squash lasagna.
Oh.
Yeah. He's told Melissa basically he was taking this night to be with you because he hasn't in so long, and he just wants to spend the night with you. And you guys watch My Girl 2. Share some hot chocolate. He knows you like Oreos, so he has like a little charcuterie cookie board with hot chocolate out. And yeah, you guys have a wonderful night. Anything you want to add to it?
I think that as she's like sitting there she's wrapped up in her blanket, she's got her hot cocoa in her hands, and she's looking at the charcuterie board, and she's like, what? Is there something you need to tell me?
Yeah.
Whoa, hold on, wait, nope. You weren't supposed to say yes. You were just supposed to be like, no, I just thought it would be nice.
Well, that is one part of it.
Okay, and she sets down her cocoa mug and like takes off the blanket and readjusts on the couch where her feet are flat on the ground. She's like, okay, what do you need to tell me? Okay.
Well, you've just been handling this thing so well. I wasn't sure that you were going to be okay with me dating again, and you took my feelings into consideration, and you've made me happy that you're giving Michelle a chance. So yeah, there is something I wanted to tell you. I love you and I appreciate you.
Aw, Dad. Of course I want you to be happy. Like, she makes you happy. I can see that. Anybody can see that.
I know, I just didn't want you to think that I was trying to replace your mother or force you to like her.
Okay, first of all, no one can replace Mom. It's not possible. She was the most badass person on the face of the planet. Second of all, Michelle is really nice. So far, there's nothing not to like.
Well, thank you for being you.
Gross.
He presses play on the movie.
She settles back into the couch and wraps the blanket back around herself and picks up her mug. Thanks for being you weirdo.
Yeah, and you guys have a good night. Eventually, you both go off to bed and we'll wait the morning. Zach, what happens at your house?
Mom made meatloaf. It's fine. It's like always dry. But Zach puts A1 on it. It's like pretty good. And sriracha.
She actually sets those out on the table for you. She knows.
Yeah, she knows what's up. Yeah. A1 and sriracha on meatloaf is fire.
Just
Fucking
FYI.
Get on it, boys. She does make Velveeta shells and cheese instead of blue box macaroni, which is always the superior option. Just she knows what's up. And then like lemon pepper asparagus, which is fine.
You have a home cooked meal from your mom, and your dad has a couple beers, but you guys watch
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, Gordon Ramsay, and he critiques the.
Yeah. Emma puts on Gordon Ramsay like nightly, and Steve is the type that pretends to be annoyed when it's on, but sits and watches it, and then by like 10 minutes into the episode is like, "This fucking idiot's putting mashed potatoes with like fish. What an it like you know that kind of thing."
His presentation's off. That's what I
yeah,
like about
God,
you,
that plate
Emma.
looks like shit.
Emma, whenever you make beautiful meals, they taste wonderful, and you put them on the plates just right.
4 beers and he's like, "I'm so lucky to have you." Like,
and as he passes out,
Zach watches like 20 minutes of the episode, and it's just like, I'm out, and goes upstairs, and he feeds Mo, lets Mo out for a little while, like Mo bebops around his bed, like Zach just kind of lays in bed and watches TikToks
until he falls asleep.
Mm-hmm. Well, he puts Mo up before he goes to sleep, but yeah.
What about at Pacific Towers? What's going on here? You got a house full of guests, found family.
Yep. And I think Savannah's starting to kind of get, I assume that it just kind of naturally progresses into Kamren wanting to put on a movie of some sort that he wants to show the Andalites and blah, blah, blah. But it progresses to the point of like they have to make something for dinner. But right before they do, Savannah's going to be like, "Kamren, can I talk to you for just a moment?"
Yeah. Look, this is called the faculty. You guys are going to see a lot of, connections and what's going on here with this movie. I'll be right back. What's up?
I don't know what's going on between you and Dylan, but you two have to work together in this upcoming mission, and you seem to be annoying her, harassing her, bullying. I don't know what you're doing. Are you two going to be okay?
Yeah. No, we're fine. We're fine. Cameron's hiding something.
That was obvious. I don't know what's going on between you two, but I need you guys to be working together as a team. I want you guys to be working together on this relatively large mission that we have tomorrow. What are you going to do to fix it?
Look, there's no problem. I can work with Dylan. I like Dylan. We've been friends forever.
That's what I thought. And then every time that we're talking together, you're saying things that are making her irritated with you?
It's not necessary. It is. She is irritated with me, isn't she? It's because I know something that she doesn't want me to tell you. I got it. I'll fix it. I'll have a talk with her before we go.
Savannah is staring dead at Kamren, just waiting.
And everything is going to be fine. Everybody's going to love each other again. Well, not love each other. Nobody has to love each other yet. But I'm just telling you, everything's fine. I promise, Savannah. Let me just sleep on it. It's fine. It's cool.
How is sleeping on it going to help you?
To give me a chance to get my thoughts together.
And it will be fine by tomorrow?
Yeah. And you know what? I think you should talk to Dylan too, but after the mission. You don't want to, cloud her mind before then.
Does Dylan have a problem with me?
No. Of course not.
Then what do I need to speak with her about after the mission tomorrow?
I don't know. Maybe you guys could talk about that night you had, or you could just see what's on her mind.
Why don't you just tell me what you're trying to get at here?
He puts both hands on each one of Savannah's shoulders and looks her in the eye. Savannah, everything's fine. I promise. Just let's get through tomorrow, and I promise it will be great with me and Dylan. And then you talk to her. Trust me?
Yeah, Kamren. Fine.
All right.
Let's go make popcorn with Skittles or whatever for the Andalites.
Good idea. And you guys watch the faculty. The Andalites go to their human morphs and love the salty and sweetness. This are the flavors that I was telling you about, Matea. They are wonderful. And eventually, everybody falls asleep. The Andalites wake up and demorph and then fall back asleep. Savannah. You race through the building in moose morph, knocking tables and chairs aside. Your target is in front of you. You're taking Dracon fire from left and right, beaten, battered, bruised, and burned. But it's now or never. Attacks and explodes around you as your antlers pierce it. A Hork-Bajir is trampled. A human controller jump out of your path as you see your target ahead of you. The Kandrona. You know the force you have to hit it with. You know how fast you're going. There won't be time to slow down after, but you've accepted that. You slam into it and it crashes through a window behind it. And so do you. You feel the air open up all around you. You and the Kandrona are falling. The moose can't smile, but you do, knowing that you've accomplished your mission. With everything in slow motion, you look up and you see that the smashed glass window shards are falling around the Kandrona as you all plummet. You look over, and as the perspective changes, you see behind the Kandrona, and your heart sinks. There's a polar bear falling with you, and an orangutan, and a tiger, and an Andalite. Their bodies begin to change rapidly, but the ground is approaching much, much faster. The Andalite's tail and body merge together to form a blob. The stalk eyes turn to antenna, and the main eyes sink into its head. The blue and tan fur turns slimy and smooth and gray. The tiger's stripes expand and cover the orange and then fade into the same dull gray. The powerful legs shoot up into its body, and antennas sprout from its head. The polar bear's features all run together in the hue of the off-white fur muddles. The orangutan seems to ball up and smoothen out into a plummeting slug. They all splat into the concrete below, and right as you're about to hit, your eyes shoot open and you stare at your ceiling. Zach, you shoot down the sidewalk, your wheels clacking every time they hit one of the cracks. The sidewalk has a loop in it that you've never been able to skate all the way through, like an actual loop-de-loop. Your body shoots around the loop, and while you're completely upside down, your board flies out from underneath your feet, and you crash to the ground. A figure comes to help you up, and he's holding a phone filming you.
Hey man, you'll get it next time. Don't even worry about it,
says his muffled voice. You look up at the figure, but it's just a blur of a person. You can tell that they have brown hair, kind of shaggy, a little bit of facial hair growing in. You hear another muffled, raspy voice say,
yeah, sure he will.
and you see this figure is also blurred. It blows out a jet of smoke from its mouth. It has black hair and is wearing a black jacket.
He's only tried it 100 times already.
As you push yourself up, you turn and see another blurred figure on its knees in front of you. It looks up to you, and the blur starts to clear. It's an old man. An old man whose face you can't forget. One that you saw when all this first started right outside of the Z-Splash water park. The same one you saw get gunned down by a cop, executed by a controller. He says, "Help me." Then you hear a gunshot ring out and you shoot up in bed, knocking your phone off the nightstand beside you and causing Mo to flutter in his cage. Dylan, you wake up and go about your morning routine. You lay in bed for a little bit longer, get up, make a glass of water, start making coffee and breakfast for your dad. While doing this, you hear music start playing in the other room. The song is "In the End" by Black Veil Brides. As you go investigate this, you see a woman is at a speaker in the living room with her back to you. She has jet black hair that's up in a messy bun, a black bomber jacket that looks ripped and beat up, dirty, dark jeans, and black combat boots. As she notices you enter the room, she turns to face you, and it's a face that you have not seen in a few years. Only it's dirty and it has cuts and bruises. Tears begin to fall from your mother's eyes, and a slow smile creeps across her face. "Dylan, I've waited so long to see you again." And she moves towards you. She wraps you in a hug, and her wet cheek touches yours. You hear heavy footsteps coming from upstairs and a voice. "Dylan, what have I told you about scene music before 8 a.m.? Your dad gets to the bottom of the steps, and then he freezes. Your mom pulls away from you and looks at him and wipes her eyes. "Mark." She doesn't leave your side, but opens her arms for him to join in the embrace. He hits his knees in disbelief at the bottom of the steps. "Mark," she says again. You. The word stumbles out of his mouth. "You," he repeats. Tears fill her eyes again. "Me," she says. "I'm here." He doesn't gasp or change his facial expression at all, but tears begin to fall down his face. "You," he repeats. She smiles and turns back to you. And she lets out one of those cry laughs. "Dylan, you've been through so much. You've dealt with so many things that you can't talk about. You've stayed strong, just like I knew you would." She smiles again and rubs her fingers down your cheek. "But I'm here now. I'm here." "You," your dad repeats as he stands up and moves towards you both. She extends one of her arms to him, but he brushes it to the side and grabs you. He pulls you close to him and away from your mom. "You can't be here," he yells at her. "You can't have her." He turns his head and looks you in the eyes. "Not yet. I need her." Your mom wipes her eyes and sniffles. "He's right, Dylan. He needs you. Be strong, but be careful." You blink your eyes as they start to water, and when you open them, the room around you is dark. The edges of your eyes and cheeks are wet from tears as you wake from your dream. "'Twas just in December, your phone chirped out a tone. When you see it, you remember, and your excitement has grown. Saint Nick was saved, leaving the people so merry, so jolly. The North Pole will never know of Gloria's close folly. Thanks to the Cold One, the Tinkerer, and the Reindeer to boot.
The
The new Santa Claus walks the halls.
His real name is Spruce. Across the North Pole, snow-covered, celebrations transpired. Yet there were a few who remained, for whom the holiday was mired. While drummers drummed, lords leapt, and the partridge pirouetted, in shadow and coal there were those that still fretted. Another year passed, and a few years older, Spruce is soon to wake and bring his sack to his shoulder. Despite the toys being made, as well as the cookies and cakes, there are ever-rising stakes with each icy breath we take. Another story of fates, 24 more days of Christmas dates. Beyond these snow-covered gates, you'll find adventure awaits.